Hi guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Gracie, and in case of first time coming across my video, please subscribe to this channel so you'll be notified anytime I upload a new video. For my return subscribers, thank you so much for always returning. Please, I would appreciate it if you subscribe to this channel. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you guys on how I made this beautiful two-piece. I use this one on the side of my screen to create this other one with a car here. So if you're interested to go on this process with me, please keep on watching and let's get started. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and let's get started.
Two souls colliding. We shared the pieces of ourselves. It's perfect time.
So guys, for this tutorial, I'll be working with just 2 yards of Ankara fabric, small height target precisely. Okay, so right now just go ahead and open it up, then fold it into two. All right, I already folded it into two, as you can see. So right now just go ahead and cut out the knicker first. Then after cutting the knicker, I'm going to cut out the shirt. All right, so for the knicker is a short pant, so I'm going to just mark the length actually is 16 inches. All right, so I added extra 2 inches. Then you can see that I removed 2 inches for the waistband. All right, just remove your 2 inches for your waistband, then mark the actual length plus the folding allowance, which I added 2 inches. All right, so from there I want to determine the crotch line. So for the crotch, you're going to divide your hip circumference by 2. I divided the hip circumference by 2, then I marked it, then I placed my tape, then I'll just come down by 1.5 inches. If you're making this for a high waist, you can come down by 2 inches. For me, I marked 1.5 inches because I'm not making it for a high waist pint. Okay, so now after that I measured what I have left, still leaving my tape at the 2 inches. All right, so I'll just go ahead and make a straight line with it. The total number I have there is 11 inches, so I'll just go ahead and make a straight line with it. All right, so after I was done doing this, remember it's elastic waist band, so for this I'll just mark quarter of the hip circumference there. I'll just mark quarter of the hip circumference, then add 1 inches for the seam allowance. All right, so it's not a must you add this one in for the seam allowance, since it's going to have an elastic band. So on this crotch line, I divided the tie circumference by 2, then I marked 15 inches. The tie circumference is 30 inches, so divided by 2 is 15. I marked it. Then on the knee round, that is on this new round here, at the down part, I'll just divide what I had, then I marked it. I marked it, then from there I added extra 1 inch for the seam allowance. All right, so I'll just go ahead and make my curve from the crotch line. I'll make my curve to meet the upper part. All right, just like this. You can see what I did here. Then after doing that, I also connect from the crotch line to meet this other one, but I added extra half an inch because I want it a little bit free. All right, at the down part. So now after connecting, I'll just go ahead and cut it off. After cutting, I place the front piece on this Ankara here, then remember it's on a fold. All right, so now after placing, I'll just extend the crotch line, then I'll measure it to know if I have exactly what I want. What I had there was 2 inches, but I want it 3 inches. Okay, on that part. So what I did was just to adjust it forward. All right, then after that, I'll just place it again, then I'll just place it again. After placing, I will extend the crotch line just like this, then I'll mark 3 inches. All right, then after marking the 3 inches on this other side, at the upper part side, I'll mark 1.5. So on the waistline, I'll also come up by 2 inches. All right, after marking, I'll just make a straight line with it. All right, so at the side, I'll also mark 1.5 inches on the side, just like you see me doing. Then from there, I am going to come up by 1 inch, sorry, on the crotch side, then also go ahead and connect my 1.5 inches. All right, so after connecting this other side, on the down part side, on the side, I'll mark 2 inches there. Then after marking the 2 inches, I'll also from there connect it from the crotch line, connect to the down part. All right. So after doing that, next thing I'm going to do is to slant the upper part. All right. I'll slant the upper part, just slant it into the other side. Okay. So after that, I'll just go ahead and cut it off.
Messing with my head again. You had your heart set on me, but these feels they come and go, and they come so easily. Tell me what it is about you that I can't forget, but you're breaking down my walls again.
So once I'm through with that, I'll also make the front pocket. So for the front pocket, I'll mark 3 inches for the pocket wideness. All right. Mark 2 inches for the pocket wideness, then also come down by 7 inches for the pocket length. After that, I'll slant it. You can see what I'm doing here. You can also curve it if you want. You can slant it if you want. Anyhow you choose to do yours. To cut out the fabric you'll be using for the pockets, I have 13 inches wideness, then I have 14 inches length. All right. So remember the pocket length was 7 inches. All right. That is it. And I added extra 7 inches. That made it 14 inches. Okay. Can you see? So now the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to bring the front shirt. I'll firstly slash it into two, then after slashing it into two, I'll just place the front on each like this. You can see what I did here. After placing, ensure it's well placed, then go ahead and cut them together, just like you see me doing. Can you see? Then after cutting, I'll remove the front knicker. Then when I remove it, this is what I have. Okay. So the next thing to do is to fold it again. Then after folding, you can determine, you can just decide to curve it, or you sew the pocket. After sewing, you curve it anyhow you choose to. So for me, I decided to just firstly curve it before sewing this. Okay. So after curving it like this is what I have here. I also trim this side a little bit, just like this. Okay. Then also notch the upper part as well. Can you see? So just go ahead and do yours like this. Then after doing mine, this is what I have here. Okay. So now I'll just keep this aside and I'll place the back pattern. This is the back pattern and this is the wrong side of the fabric. And also I went ahead to slash it into two as well. Okay. So after I was done doing that, the next thing I'm going to do again is to cut out the waistband. So for the waistband, remember I removed 2 inches for the waistband. So right now my fabric is on a fold and I am marking 4.5 inches. Okay. So after that, I'll just go ahead and cut it in a straight line. Okay. So just go ahead and cut in a straight line. And for the band, for the length of the band, you're going to make sure you cut enough that is going to go round your front and the back piece. Do you get? You can see that I'm cutting it into two. After cutting the first piece, I had to cut out the second piece and I have 2 piece for the front and back. Okay. So now when you fold it into two, you go ahead and face around your waist. Okay. So now after doing that, I want to now cut out the shirt. Okay. So you can see my fabric is on a fold. For the shirt, the actual length is 25 inches. But because I'm going to add a cuff, I'll just make it I'll just make it 27 inches, which means I added extra 2 inches. Okay. So now I'll mark my 27 inches. All right. Go ahead and mark it like this. So if you want to make the one we take off, add 2 inches. Okay. So now I'll just go ahead and mark it, then make a straight line with it. So now the next thing is to divide your shoulder circumference by two, then add extra half an inch to it. Okay. Then after that, for the armhole depth, I am going to come down by 7.5 inches. Okay. Then after that, I also mark quarter of the bust circumference. Okay. Then connect from the shoulder down to the armhole line. Then also come down by half an inch for the shoulder slant. Then for the neck wideness, I'll mark 2.5 inches. Okay. After that, I'll connect from the shoulder side to the 2.5 inches wideness for the neckline. Okay, so now after that, I'll measure what I have from that side left, measure what I have left, then divide it into two. Also come inside by half an inch. Okay, so now I'll repeat what I did here by marking quarter of the bust circumference. After that, I'll connect from that side to this other side. Okay, so now to get your normal armhole depth, you're going to divide your bust circumference by 4, then add extra 1.5 inches. When you do that, you get your normal armhole depth. Okay, so after that, you can see when I came down by my waistline and the hip line. So now I divided the bust circumference by 4. I marked it, added 2 inches, add 2 inches for the seam allowance on the waistline, divide it by 4, add 2 inches for the seam allowance on the hip, divide your hip circumference by 2, sorry, by 4, mark it, add 2 inches for the seam allowance, then go ahead and connect those lines. Okay, after that, you go ahead and cut it off just like you see me doing. After cutting, I will fold the fabric into two. Okay, then go ahead and cut out the front piece. So this one I already cut out was just the back piece. Okay, so now when I fold it again into two, I will cut out the front piece. Okay, now after that, you can see I placed the back piece on top of this one here. Then for the front, I left 1 inch space for the front. The space I left there is just where I'm going to be adding the buttons and where I will be making my button holes. Okay, so now you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, just take a good look at what I'm doing here. Go ahead and leave 1 inch at least for the front side. Okay, at the front side. Now after that, I will go ahead and sketch the upper part, just sketch it out like this. Then I'll go ahead and cut out the side. All right.
Never love the feeling. Why do I, baby? Why do I love the way you are? Would always leave me. Why do I, baby? Why
After cutting, I'll place my tape. Remember I told you guys I marked 2.5 for the neck wideness. Okay, so for the back, I'll come down by 1.5, then connect it to give me a round circle. All right, just make a circle neckline for the back. Go ahead and cut it off. So at the front side, I'll also come down by 3 inches. This is for the neck depth. Then go ahead and spot it out. Okay, when you spot it out, you firstly cut out the slanted shoulder that I already marked earlier. Then go ahead and make your circle curve. Also go ahead and cut it off. All right, so for the neck depth for the front is 3 inches, and for the back I came down by 1.5 inches. Okay, so now after that I will slash the front part into two, just like you see me doing. After that, I'll mark 1 inch at the upper part, then go ahead and notch. Okay, then after notching the neckline side, I'll also mark 1 inches on the down part, then go ahead and also notch. So it's very easy for me to fold in and sew when I'm ready to do that. Okay, so after doing that, you can see where I have here. Now just keep this aside. The next thing I'm going to be doing is to go ahead and cut out the sleeve. Okay, so this is a basic short sleeve. If you don't know how to make this, I'm going to leave a link in the show box, so go ahead and watch a video on how I drafted and cut out a long and short basic sleeve. Okay, after cutting the first sleeve, I'll use the first sleeve to cut out the second sleeve. Okay, after cutting, this is what I have and this is how you place it. Okay, this is how it's going to look like. Then after that, the next thing I'm going to be doing again is to go ahead and start the sewing. So I'll just remove the back piece, then I'll start the sewing of the front piece. Okay, so now what I'm going to do now is to go ahead and fold it. Okay, so on the side I notched, I'm going to fold it into two like this. Then go ahead and stretch it using one side of my table. Then I'll just measure it again to know if I have exactly 1 inches. Okay, you can see I'm stretching it. Now I measured it again and I have exactly 1 inch. So I'm going to fold in half inch, then pin it down like this. You get? So go ahead and do yours like this. Once you fold, you pin it down. Once you fold, you pin it down until you get to the other end. If you have any hairstay with you, just go ahead and iron your hairstay. But if you don't have, it's okay. This is a small high target and the fabric is a little bit thicker. That's why I'm not too worried about an hairstay. But if you're making use of Ankara excellence precisely, just go ahead and iron your hairstay, okay? So now after folding it into two like this, then pinning it down, I'll also do the same thing on the other one.
Lions roaring in the morning sun, searching for a longer day.
After pinning, I'll go ahead and sew right on the tip, okay? I'll do the same thing on the other side as well. Sew right on the tip, okay? So guys, once I'm through with that, you can see what I have here. Can you see? So I've gone ahead to sew on the tip. This is exactly what it's looking like. Then this is the second piece. You can see I did the same thing. Okay. So now after that, next thing I'm going to do again is to go ahead and place them very well. Place the right side on the right side, then leave the left side on the left side. Then also place the back piece on top of the front piece just like this, okay? So now this is very simple to make. The shirt is very simple to make. After placing, ensure that I place the right side and go ahead and sew on the shoulder. After sewing the both shoulders, you can see what I have here. Can you see? So the next thing I'm going to be doing again is to work on the sleeve. So for the sleeve, it depends on how many inches you added for the folding of the sleeve. For me, I added just 1 inch for the folding of the sleeve. So I'm going to just go ahead and fold the down part like this, okay? Then head over to my sewing machine, go ahead and sew straight. Do the same thing on the other one as well. After that, you can see what I have here. This is how it's looking like. Now the next thing you're going to do now is to go ahead and place it on your dress, okay? So on the shoulder side, you're going to firstly open the shirt, that is the shirt, okay? Open the shirt like this, just place it like this on your table. Then you're going to go ahead and place your sleeve. Make sure it's placed the right side facing each other. This is the shoulder. Then go ahead and place from the middle part of the sleeve, you place it right on the center side, okay? Then go ahead and pin it. You can see what I'm doing here. Just go ahead and pin, continue pinning, okay? Make sure you pin. After pinning, you do the same thing on the other side, all right? Then go ahead and sew with half an inch, okay? Go ahead and sew straight with half an inch until you get to the other end. Then after sewing, this is exactly what you're going to have. Yours will look exactly like this once you are done sewing, okay? So guys, after I was done sewing, you can see where I have here. This is the sleeve and you can see I've joined both side. Okay, now we are going to go ahead and flip them over to the right, sorry, to the wrong side. You can see I've flipped it over to the wrong side and I'm going to pin the armhole area, pin them together like this. Also pin the sleeve again, then pin the side parts just like this, okay? After doing that, I'll just go ahead and shape it, okay? So in case you don't know how to shape something like this, I'll just put it through. So now we are going to divide your round sleeve circumference. I'll divide my, then I marked it from the shoulder, you place it, then come down by 7.5 inches for your normal armhole, or you add extra half inch if you want it free. Then after that, you're going to use 1 inch to sew straight because the shirt is not going to be tight. It's supposed to be a little bit free. So since you added 2 inches for the seam allowance, go ahead and sew with 1 inch straight. Okay, so after sewing, you can see where I have here. So I've gone ahead to join it, and this is exactly how it's looking like. You can see it's looking so beautiful. The shirt is really coming out so nice. So now I'll flip it over to the wrong side. You can see it's placed the wrong side. Okay, so go ahead and fold it again. I folded it with the back side, but I am just going to, for you guys to understand what I'm doing here very well, I'll go ahead and fold it like this. You can now see the front and the back. Okay, so place them like this. Okay, so now I want to make the curve, that's why I'm placing it like this. So when you fold it like this, on the side you're going to come up by 1.5, depending on the inches you added when you were cutting. Go ahead and come down, sorry, come up by 1.5 inches. You know, I added 2 inches extra like I told you guys when I was cutting this. So I just came up by 1 inch, sorry, 1.5 inch on the side. Then I'll curve it like this. You can see that I curved it into the center side. Okay, so I'll use the remaining half an inch to fold the down part. Now I'll go ahead and cut it off just like this. All right, this is what I have, guys. You can see it's now curved. Okay, so I'll just open it up. Then when you open it up, next thing you're going to do is to head over to your sewing machine. Go ahead and sew the down part. Just fold it. Okay, if you fold it the first time, you fold it again. Just watch what I'm doing here. You go ahead and fold it into two like this, small small. Then go ahead and sew. Okay, then before that, okay, I already sewed it. You can see how it's looking. I've gone ahead to sew it like this. Okay, then after sewing, the next thing I'm going to do is to work on the neckline. So for the neckline, I'll open it up, then go ahead and measure. So when I measure from this other end to the other end, I have 15.5 inches exactly. Okay, so now I'll just remove the shirt aside, then I'll place this fabric here. You can see it's somehow rumpled, so I'll just use my iron to make it very beautiful by straightening it. Okay, so when I'm done with that, I will continue. After ironing, you fold your fabric into two. Then after folding mine, you can see I marked 8.5 inches. Remember, I measured 15 inches and a half on the neckline. So I marked 8 inches and a half. Okay, that means I added extra 1 inch for the seam allowance. Then for the wideness, I was marking 2.5 inches, but later I marked 2 inches. Right here, I'm just marking 2 inches, so don't be confused. After that, I'll use my scissors to cut it off. Okay, so now after cutting this one, I'll also cut out another piece. Okay, I'll just fold another piece into two, place it like this. You can see I placed it, then go ahead and cut exactly what I have on the on the first piece.
Lions roaring in the morning sun, searching for a longer day. People.
After cutting, I opened it up like this, then I placed my tape to ensure I have exactly 16 inches and a half. Then I just went ahead to cut off the excess after measuring. Okay, so now you can see I have exactly 16 inches and a half. Okay, so now I marked half an inch for the sewing. Okay, so I marked half an inch on the both side. All right, so when I'm through with that, I also marked 1 inch. Okay, I came in by 1 inch like this. All right, so now when you want to sew, you're simply going to sew from the half inch at the both side, and also sew the 1 inch I came inside by. So after sewing, you can see what I have here. So what I'm making is just the down part of the collar. Okay, so now from that side where my 1 inch ended, I'll just measure from there to the other side, and I have 13 inches left. Okay, I have 13 inches left. Hope you can see what I'm doing here. So now I already have this fabric, and I also ironed my extra. So let me just iron this little extra I just have, so it's not going to waste. Okay, now what I did was to cut out the length of 16.5 inches. Then for the wideness, I have 6.5 inches. Okay, so what I did was just to fold it into two like this. Okay, so when I fold it into two, I also refold it again into two. I hope you understand what I'm doing here. So when you fold it like this, you fold it into two, then we fold again. So now this is my midpoint. Okay, so now I have 13 inches left, right? So now I divided it into two, then I have 6.5 inches. Okay, so I placed my tape, then marked 6.5 inches. Okay, then also I added extra half an inch. Okay, for the seam allowance. Then after that, on the down part, I also marked the 6.5. Okay, then I measured what I had left, and I have 1.5 inches. Okay, that means I added extra 1 inch. Okay, because I want to make a slant, so I want the slant to come out very well. Okay, this is just a curve. Then I'll go ahead and cut it off. Okay, this is just for me to have that curve on the upper part of shirt collar. Okay, now after that, I'll measure the wideness. Okay, then I want to leave it exactly at 3 inches. So I'll mark 3 inches, use it to make a straight line, then go ahead and cut it out like this. Okay, go ahead and cut it out. After cutting, you can see where I have here. Can you see? So when you open it up, this is exactly how your straight looks like. So go ahead and sew on the both side. So now I used half inch to sew on the both sides. So I'm turning it outside right. I'll use my scissors to bring out the edges there. Okay, the both edges. So I'll just bring it out here using my scissors. After doing that, this is what I have here. Okay, so now I turned this one the right side, and I'm still leaving the other part, that is the smaller piece, the wrong side. Okay, you're not going to turn the smaller piece the right side, just leave it exactly on the wrong side. Make sure it's on the wrong side. Okay, then go ahead and place it exactly and very close to where the 1 inch stopped. Okay, so go ahead and place it like this, then go ahead and sew. Continue from the half inch, then go ahead and finish it up to the other end. So guys, after I was done, I trimmed off the both sides. That is little excess I was having. I trimmed it off. Okay. Now after that, I'll just go ahead and turn it outside, right? Use my scissors to bring everything out. Okay. At both side. Now, after I'm done with that, the next thing I'm going to do is to bring the shirt. So I want to go ahead and fix it, okay? So now when you bring the shirt, you're going to turn the wrong side of your shirt. Okay, so when you want to start fixing, you will start from the wrong side of your shirt. Do you get? If you don't understand what I'm saying, please watch what I'm doing here so you understand very well. So go ahead and place it. Ensure the both edges are very close to the edge of the neckline. Then go ahead and sew using your half an inch, just like this. Okay, after I was done, you can see what I have here. Okay, just open one side, then sew the one side, leave the other side open. You can see I still have an open collar the other side. So this is the wrong side. You can see how smooth it is. Okay, now I've turned it over to the right side, and this is the right side of the shirt. This is how it's looking. So the next thing I'm going to do again now is to flip in the seam allowance showing on the right side of the shirt. I'll just flip it in, then use half an inch and close it. Okay, ensure you close up the white thread showing, any thread or any color of the thread you used. Ensure it's well closed, just like this. Okay, so when you are through with that, go ahead and sew on the tip. Okay, head over to your sewing machine and sew on the tip, just like you see me doing. So guys, once I'm through with that, you can see what I have here. Okay, this is how mine is looking. Make sure yours is looking very neat like this. Okay, this is it guys. So now, after I was done with this, the next thing I'm going to do again now is to work on the finishing. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and make my buttonholes, then fix my button. Okay, now to make your buttonhole, you're going to iron this shirt very properly. If you have not ironed it before, go ahead and iron it. You can see I'm ironing mine. After ironing, we continue.
Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a ride.
Once I'm through with that, you can see where I have here. So now you can see the shirt is looking so sweet and well relaxed. Okay, so now when fixing your button, or before you fix your button, ensure you are fixing or placing your button on the right side of your shirt. You can see I placed my tape. This is where I placed it from. I placed it from there, then I came down by 4 inches. Okay, then I'll continue marking the 4 inches until I get to the other end. Okay, I just left space of 4 inches, or I gave space of 4 inches. So on the downside, I left 3.5 inches there. You're not going to fix or attach your button from the upper part to the end. You will leave space, okay, at the end. So now, after marking where I will be fixing my buttons, or I'll be making my buttons, I will also go ahead and mark or spot out where I'll be making my buttonholes. Okay, so fix your button on the right side of your dress, then make your buttonhole on on the left side of your dress. Do you get what I'm saying? If you don't understand what I'm saying, please look at what I'm doing so you understand better. So after spotting it out using the other chalk, the other marks, after spotting it out, this is where I have your, okay. So now you can see where I have here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is to start fixing my button. So I'm making use of a fancy button, a small fancy button, and I have 4 piece here. The exact number of the button I should have is 6 inches, but I have just 4 inches. I'll go and buy the remaining 2 inches to complete it. Okay, so now you can see how I placed it. You're going to use your thread and needle, then go ahead and tack it together with your button on the dress. Remember, you are going to place this on the right side of your shirt. Okay,
The lion's gonna come. The birds have just begun. We will always take a stand.
so after attaching my buttons, I've already gone ahead to make my buttonhole as well, but I haven't opened the holes. To open this one, I'm going to be needing just 2 items: my scissors and my, it's supposed to be a lighter, but I don't have lighter yet, okay, at this moment. So I'll just make use of matches. So now I'll use my scissors to open the holes. Okay, open it just a little bit. Just look at the size of the button you're making use of, so you know the exact hole you're going to open. Do not make it too space. Okay, don't make the holes too wide. Okay, just let it be a little bit tight. All right, so at the time the person is wearing, opening the button, closing the button, button it up or down, is going to be weak, and let it not be too wide, like I said. All right, so once I'm done with my scissors, like once I'm done opening the holes with my scissors, I'll make use of my matches. Okay, just to make the thread of the, I can say the thread of the fabric very smooth. Okay, I don't know how else to put it, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So now just make this is very risky. So if you are making yours with matches, I prefer making mine with a candle, but all I risk is just be very careful so you don't spoil your clothes. Okay, Now this is how I'm making mine.
Two souls colliding. We shared the pieces of ourselves. It's perfect timing now. We fueled the flames, but we're still learning to trust.
So now after making the horse and after everything, you can see what I have here. You can see to even bring out the button to the other side is a little bit difficult for me, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, don't make it too loose. Okay, make sure the button is tight, not too tight. Okay, so this is where I have here. I'll later fix the remaining two buttons. Okay, so now after that, you can see where I have here for the shirt. Okay, now we are going to make the knicker part. The knicker part is actually very simple to make. Okay, so now watch me as I start the making of the knicker. That is the short pant. Okay, give this video a thumbs up, and if you're enjoying this video, please subscribe. You can appreciate me by subscribing to this channel. Okay, thank you in advance. Thank you as you subscribe. May God bless you. So now we are going to start the sewing of the knicker side.
Two souls united. This roaring blaze is soaring free if you ever get tired.
So guys, we're about to start. This is the front short point. This is it. This is the front short point and the pocket. So I didn't make this video the same day. That's why you see white table and on all this other color of the table. Okay. So now this is the pocket. All right. So now I'm going to place the pocket on top of the main fabric. I'll be the main piece, the right side facing each other. Go ahead and sew using your half an inch. So guys, after doing that to the both piece, you can see what I have here. Okay, so now I'll turn it over to the other side like this, then head over, go ahead and sew. Okay, just make a top stitch. All right, but when making your top stitch, leave a quarter inch space. Okay, then make your top stitch. I'll do the same thing on the other side. So after doing that, you can see where I have here, guys. Okay, so now we are not yet done with the pocket or the making of the pocket. The next thing I'm going to do is to place my tape. You can see I opened the pocket, so I'm going to place it from this side. Then I'll mark the 3 inches for the pocket wideness. Okay, so when I mark it, I'll place the short the pocket side exactly on the 3 inches I already marked. You can see. Now go ahead and do yours like this. I'm just showing you guys a well detailed tutorial on how to attach your pocket. Okay, so once you're through with that, on the other end, so where that curve ends, go ahead and flip it over to the wrong side. Watch what I'm doing here. When you flip it over to the wrong side like this, you're going to start your sewing from there. Sew with half an inch. So once I'm through with that, this is what I have. Okay, so I'll just turn it outside right like this. So now once I'm through with that, this is what I have here. So this is the front part. This is how it's looking. Just place it exactly at the 3 inches and you have your exact result. So this is it, guys. Now I'll also go ahead and make a top stitch like this. Okay, at the end of the pocket, just make a top stitch. Okay, so once I'm through with that, I'll also top stitch this other side. So guys, once I'm through with that, this is where I have here, and for the upper part I have exactly the same thing. Okay, so I did the same thing on the other piece. Okay, so now this knicker, this short pant is very easy to make. It's not too difficult and it's not even wasting time. You can make this in 5 minutes exactly, then you start wearing your thing. Okay, so now you can see that I place them the right side. So from the upper part, I'll sew with half an inch down to the crotch line. Okay, this is the back piece. Do the same thing here on the back piece. Place them the right side facing each other. Then go ahead and sew from the upper part down to the crotch line. Okay, so once I'm through with that, you can see where I have here. So now you're going to open it up the right side. Okay, then also go ahead and open this other one the right side like this. Okay, then this is the band, this is the band. Go ahead and fold it into two, then start placing them on the waistline. Okay, place this other one on the waistline. Ensure you open the same side. Make sure the seam is open. Go ahead and place it like this. Then sew with 1/2 inch and cut off the excess remaining. Okay. Also do the same thing on the back piece, just like this. Once I'm through with that, you can see where I have here. So later I will serge the rough side. What I mean by serging is to weave, okay? Later, just go ahead and weave it if you want or if it's your dress, okay? So now after that, you can see I did the same thing on the back piece. So this is the elastic. I'll make use of white and black elastic because the black is not going to be enough for the both piece, okay? So now I'm going to just go ahead and pass it through there. Guys, once I'm through with my elastic, I'm done with it, right? So this is it, okay? You can see how it's looking, okay? So right now, what I'm going to do now is to place the back piece on top of the front piece, okay? Or you place the front piece on top of the back piece, anyone you want. Place them like this. At this point, your neckline will soon be ready. Place them the right side facing each other, then go ahead and sew using your 1 inch, okay? Also do the same thing on the other side. Place them the right side, go ahead and sew using your 1 inch, just like this. So guys, after I was done with the sewing of the both sides, you can see where I have here. All right, so the next thing to do is to fold the down part, okay? Just go ahead and fold using your 2 inches, just like this. After folding and sewing the down part, the next thing you're going to do is to turn the shirt the wrong side facing each other. Then go ahead and close up the opening part, as in the flap side. Go ahead and close it up using your 1/2 inch, just like this. So once I'm through with that, you can see where I have here. So guys, you can see the shirt is not too difficult or too hard, and it doesn't waste time to make since it's with elastic band. Okay, so what do you think of this video? Do you love this video? Is this process so fine? Let me know what you think in the comment section. So this is it. This is the 2 piece and this is how everything is looking like. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.